fire, explosion, rapping, trapped-up auntie, farmers, rabbit shits, getting high and just nuts.
We're out in the real locations, lying in the real mud, walking through the real rain, suffering the real cold.
I was just like, making my film.
Fuck off.
I had lots of ideas floating around my head. This one was 2 sentences. The first one was just something that made me laugh, which was 4 boys are on the Duke of Edinburgh Award, and the Duke of Edinburgh is trying to kill them. The second line was to do an inverse home invasion, and I would put the bad guys inside the house, and I want to have the young people smashing on the windows going, fuck you, gay, and the bad guys going, why are they not scared of us anymore? What's happened to the youth of today?
Oh, nice.
It's a funny, borderline silly idea, but then it's got this like quite subversive heart.
Duke of Edinburgh Award, start!
The first person I cast out of all the adult roles was Kate Dickie, and she agreed to do it, which was amazing, and that set a really good benchmark for the tone, where people would read the script and they'd be like, okay, this could be like a really wacky sketch show, and then you'd be like, Kate Dickie's playing Morag, and then people would go, oh, right, you're shooting like a drama, even though the script is mental.
What's going on here?
Whenever you looked at the schedule and realised the Kate and Kevin day was coming along, not just me, you felt everyone was like, it's another day. You know what I mean? Like, so excited just to see what the 2 of them bouncing off each other would do.
I'm a real policeman now.
Who's the bread thief?
We can't tell you who the bread thief is. I'm sure I've seen a wee croissant sticking out your back pocket.
Oh no, that was for catering.
It's the cashew blooper. It's a tooth.
Johnny Harris, oh my God, he's so funny and good in it. When he delivers his line,
You killed me!
it's still like maybe one of my all-time favourite moments of the film. I will never get bored of him delivering that line. He let me, you know, essentially torture him, for want of a better word.
I've been run over, I've been burned, cut, I'm spitting out teeth, there's a lot of blood, I choke on soup. It's basically everything on my tick list I've got to do on this job.
Enough!
In Act 3, bringing in a completely new character who only appears for a few minutes and solely talks about bread really shouldn't work. But Alice Lowe came in and did the cameo, and she's just so funny. She just nailed it. It was incredible.
There's babies out there who've never even seen a baguette.
What about the bread thief?
Brian Pettifer, another Scottish acting legend, is in it. The shots of him making a sandwich and failing and muttering, oh, you bastard. He just brings so much to it. There's so much pathos, humanity, humour, bewilderment. It's just amazing.
They've let the bread trail go cold.
And we had flaming torches.
Georgie was so giving and so trusting and so utterly insane at points that it was just giddy watching on screen. The script says the Duchess makes an owl call.
No, edit that one. That was it, it's that sort of...
Georgie just screams this utterly terrifying call into the air as night is falling in a ruined village in the Highlands, and I was just like, oh my God, you are the best.
Which would be scary, wouldn't it?
Eddie is quite literally one of my all-time comic heroes. Absolutely obsessed with his Dress to Kill stand-up show when I was a teenager. There's no one in the world who can kind of make you laugh sometimes with just an exhale. When he's been chased by the boys and he goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, it's so funny and wonderful, and you're like, oh yeah, that's just, only Eddie Izzard could make just a swear word sound like that and be so funny. And we had a lot of fun with him figuring out this whole sort of mask look, sort of like a second face doing that same mask of Zorro, which was kind of cool and weird.
Normally it's the classic one that actors say, can you ride a horse? And they go, yes, and they can't. But I go, yes, and I can.
Why do you think they call it the Highlands, eh?
James Cosmo, stone cold legend. What film's he not been in? What's he not done? Insane that he's in my film. I was like, oh bloody hell, how's this gonna go? I've asked a legend of acting to basically like mosh out to a hip hop scene or that. And then we rolled the camera, and my God, James Cosmo just went for it, and he's raving, and he's rocking out, and he's munching these rabbit shits. It's so incredible watching him doing this performance.
Mr. Farmer, hit that track.
Viraj just absolutely smashed it. He had to whip that crowd up into a frenzy. And then these extras, I didn't want lots of cool young folk, I wanted older farmers and farmer jumpers.
Do you ever listen to hip-hop?
No.
Such good dancers in that crowd. They were all like rocking out. It was sweaty, it was wild. We had the camera on a crane. It was something like this music video. That was just a really fun energy. This is shot in August. This is therefore technically the hottest month of summer.
It's a particularly unique brand of rain, more rain, and sun, and the cloud, all at the same time often.
We've found that when we've painted locations and buildings and things, that rain's come along and washed a lot of it away again.
There's loads of areas of mud. It gets really mucky. It's just been a bit of a nightmare in terms of the weather.
Why do we wrap early, Sam?
Because the weather's rubbish in Scotland.
What's the weather like in the end?
Everyone would be like, oh, I wish it wasn't raining, but I'd just be like, yes, this is great. This is exactly what we need. And if the sun came out, I'd be like, oh my God, the sun's coming out.
We had one day, the first day with James Cosmo, ping, relentless blue skies. We had one day of...
It's one of my riders, yellow jelly beans and good weather. And square sausage for breakfast. That's the most important thing. Be careful, boys.
Midges are so evil. They're so small, they're almost nothing. They're like dust, but they can bite you as worse than a mosquito.
A fucking pain in the arse, man.
And they go in clouds. They're like the piranhas of the sky.
Need the Yeezy Midgie net, limited edition, 654.
Got a lot of midgies in front of the lens.
Who's consumed the most chicken soup?
Lewis. It just smells of rotten egg. It was horrible. I ended up going a bit mad and started eating it out of my own free will.
Hey, you loving it? Oh.
Do you have a chicken soup fetish, Nini?
No, obviously not. He'd have that.
Come on, boys, it's don't look for old best. It's really good.
These are our fake rabbit shits. What it actually is, a little bit of oat, a little bit of cocoa. Not too bad, actually.
Oh, by the way, guys, only ever take one at a time.
Oh, shit.
Foraging. Don't know what that means.
I think it's like for finding food and stuff.
Is it? Teamwork? Probably not. Orienteering? Yeah, I reckon we're good at orienteering. Foraging? Yeah. I can eat oat, really.
You failed the award!
Alex Menzies, a fantastic Scottish composer, took this random temp score and stuck all over it and made it into his own and made an amazing cinematic composition. His score really helps open up the landscape, up the cinematic value, and help us keep changing genres.
Is that hip-hop?
I had all these narrative threads that had to come together, and then suddenly I was like, oh my God, they're going to come together in a music video. S-Type, this fantastic Scottish hip-hop producer, he sort of took my 5-page scene that had lyrics written into it, and he miraculously turned it into something that worked. And if in any way that scene is legit and not a mess, so much of that it goes to S-Type's mad talent.
Then in terms of the musicians we got on board, it's a who's who of my favourite artists. We've got Run the Jewels, who are literally one of my favourite bands. Injury Reserve, singing about catching a rapper, which just fits in perfectly, obviously. And then we end on Vince Staples rapping, "Tell the 1% to suck a dick."
DJ Beetroot. My name's DJ Beetroot. Obviously knew that, so why are you asking me? Obviously I've been repping the 654s. This is actual real gold. It takes a while to make them because the material's so fine. Where's the material from for the jumper? Is that Egypt, yeah? We're gonna sign a couple as well and give them out at meet and greets that we'll be doing later on. I'm in the trailer with my homies. They are my core. They are my family, bro, not mistaken course. Because when the girl comes, she wants more. She's like, you're DJ Beetroot, you're wearing 654. Cree, tell him to get lost. 158. 150. No, why is the gingerbread man still here? It's been a pleasure, mate, for you. I know it has, but it's time to go. Come in.
Sorry.
Cool, take care.
The quality of light up there was fantastic.
Whenever the boys were being chased, Ninian and I came up with the concept that the camera should be quite frantic, handheld, and then we shot the Duke in a very controlled and composed manner to offset and contrast the two. And then when the action flips and the boys then start chasing the Duke and the Duchess, we flipped it so the boys became very composed and the coverage on the Duchess and Duke became handheld and erratic. Subconsciously, I think it made a difference. You know, I think you'd have to look for it, but for Ninian and I, it gave us a real clear approach to the camera movement.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. The film's probably packed with Easter eggs that I don't even remember. On the logo, as it's rolling past the camera, you can see prominent in the logo is the word Deus. In Greek storytelling, Deus ex machina is the God machine. It's God comes down from the heavens in Act 3 and solves all of the story's problems. The minibus works as a Deus ex machina. I mean, who's that joke for us? For like Greek structure nerds. There is a good Easter egg in the missing posters at the beginning. I won't say what it is.
What do you argue about? Anything, really.
No, you're quite good. Well, I bet you want. I'll run right now. I'll go right.
Flip the bird a lot.
Yep, just that.
Constantly chat shit.
Get off! Like 1 minute I'll be getting it, then it'll be Lewis, then it'll be Viraj. Like we just kind of gang up, and one person at a time, and fire at them. Or sometimes it's 2 on 2.
Jesus Christ. Usually there's always one, but we've been really unfortunate and we've got 2.
No one's safe. We can be sitting in makeup, we can be in the taxi home, we'll be sitting in the hotel, we're about to do a take, and someone will be always getting it.
Part of you is almost like a bit of a square school teacher being like, now settle down, can you stand there?
But yeah, we fight like cat and dog, man. But yeah, good banter, good relationship.
How do you feel when Sam holds you? Warm.
We have a lot of fun. Just a grand old time that us four together.
They're good lads. I mean, it's friends you'll keep for life, innit?
That is a good point.
Did a very big casting with Colin Jones casting, getting tons of tapes in, and then also they went out and did individual castings through agents, but also in youth centres and dance groups. And then I started doing workshops where we'd get groups of 4 of them up to Glasgow. We'd spend a half a day maybe running scenes and filming scenes.
This is 100% not allowed in the Duke of Edinburgh.
I remember watching the tape for all these kids when they first came in, and basically top of the pile.
Don't try and take the credit.
They're really special to me. I feel so proud and sort of essentially emotional just thinking about the 4 of them. On the one hand, they were sort of funny and anarchic, but on the other hand, deeply professional. So talented. Like, I firmly believe, A, they were, my God, the kids who were meant to be these kids in the story, but also like mad talents that we're not going to see the last of.
Let's finish this award.
I'm fine.
Ninian Doff, man, yeah, he's ace.
It's really fun working with Ninian. I think he's a really cool guy. Like, he's not scared to have variety of the way you say lines or the way you do an action.
It's so free. Be in the moment and have fun with it.
He's like a crazy scientist making this all come together, but he's the king of set, man.
I can see the energy in his mind and where he's trying to go.
And you just feel you're in really good hands.
The great thing about Ninian is he knows what he wants. He knows and he tells you, and so you can do it. And if someone makes it clear what they want, then you get a huge amount of fulfillment trying to achieve that.
That is a wrap.
The shoot's over, so what are we celebrating? Unemployment. Let's have a rap party to celebrate that I don't have a job anymore. Great.
We did it! We won the award!
Southwest 2019 opening night, Midnighter, sold out, Boys of the World.
We're not fucking about anymore.
Review after review was like beyond anyone's wildest dreams in terms of people just getting the film.
Enjoy the film, thank you.
2 screenings of close to 2,000 people. I mean, that is like absolutely beyond any wildest dream when you start making something.
The fact that there's so much love and like support for this film, every person that we've talked to has been really behind it, and that is just special.
That's a lovely thing to say. That was a lovely thing to say.
Yeah.
That's a great set of mates you got there.
When I set out to make this film, weirdly my aim was to say, I just want this to be one person's favourite film. That's the absolute ultimate success. I wanted to make a film that you could put on a Friday night with your friends for the 4th time and that you'd quote and that was funny, but then also like kind of politicised you and made you want to take over the world.